We are in full swing of season 2 of Paramount Plus original Lioness. And joining me now are stars of the show, Genesis and Laysla. Ladies, how are you doing? I'm so excited to learn more about your involvement with this show.
Oh,
We're
thank you.
excited.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I just told you, I spoke to Jill Wagner a few weeks ago about kind of her involvement, her role on the show. But I know that you both have very special roles, and one of yours is just kind of, making their appearance now, and so fans are getting really excited about that. So, tell me about your involvement with the show and kind of how your roles work together, if you will.
Cruz is the recruit from last season. She gets recruited to go on an undercover mission to bring a terrorist organization down from within. And this season, we get Genesis Rodriguez as the new recruit as the mission moves closer to home. And we see their meeting, which is really cool. And we see, as the season ends on season 1, Cruz has completed her mission. She's done with the whole thing. But now we start to discover that maybe that isn't the case. And she has to work as a sort of shadow for Josie to make sure she doesn't betray her country, but betrays her family instead, which is tough, man.
Yeah, what a fine line there. Like, not betray the country, betray your family. Like, you're like giving up one.
Oh,
I don't
such an
know.
easy ask.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, like such a
not
toss up
easy
there.
at all.
Yes. Yeah. One thing I love about this show is, it's got such a female kind of heavy presence on it, which I think we need more of. I always say that. But what's it been like for you kind of embodying these roles, taking on your characters?
It's honestly life-changing, because they really are departures from ourselves. At least for me, I've learned so much of so many things that I have never been exposed to. I had the opportunity to, change my body physically. The opportunity to learn how to fly a helicopter, and really just do all these action sequences too. It's incredible what we're able to do. You really don't expect it. It's one thing reading it and then another when you actually get to do it. So really, I felt like I lived a whole life when finishing this season.
I agree. The way it pushes you physically and mentally when you're done the season, I say this a lot. You feel like an incredible a totally new woman, if you will, which is really cool because we get to take a little piece of our characters home with us.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like that would be like the beauty of acting is kind of taking something from every role that you have, right? Now, okay, you've talked about kind of the intensity of your roles. I'm curious, what was kind of like the training leading up to the show or, getting into, how to really embody these women that you're playing?
We were really lucky because we got to do boot camp this year in Fort Worth at Taylor Sheridan's ranch. So that was really fun to get a bunch of tactical training from the best out there. We also, of course, do a lot of physical training. Jenny learned how to fly a helicopter, which is really cool. This job is great in the sense that it really pushes us, but because it's so raw and gritty, Taylor makes us do these things for real and learn how to do these things for real so that it is the best version that it can possibly be when the audience is experiencing the show.
Yeah. And what's so interesting to me, this show is what I like to call a stacked cast, right? You've got a lot of big names, a lot of just strong actors across the board here. So what's it like for you guys getting to work on everyone that's involved with this show?
Pinch me.
True.
I'll never get over it. I will never get over it. This has been the greatest job of all times. It's one thing to work with one of those names, let alone all 3 and 4 of them. So we just try to go to set and be as present as we can be a sponge, and be as grateful as we can be.
Yeah, and so okay, I know that we're like halfway through season 2. The finale's just about a month away. So, without giving too much away, you can provide our audience with just a little bit of a tease of what we can expect the rest of the season.
Well, I can say that this season, as you've seen, has a lot of action, but what's to come in the second half is like some of the things I've never seen on television before type of action. Like really just incredible TV. So tune in. The finale is December 8th, and you don't want to miss that.
Okay, hey, that is quite the teaser. I'm excited now. I'm like, I need to get caught
Yeah,
up
yeah,
because whatever
trust
you're
me.
teasing, I'm like, I'll trust you. Listen, I'll trust you. You're my fearless
Hold
leader
on.
here. So, okay, the thing I love about this show too is that it just represents so much. Each character has their own like just really important storyline, and there's so much importance that's being covered on the show. What do you hope the audience is kind of taking away as they're taking it all in and experiencing this at home?
I think there's a lot in this show. One is seeing, these stories, seeing what it's like for people in the military. At least for me, I didn't have them in my forefront all the time, but with this show, I thought about them every day. And I think these stories are incredibly important to show the service. And the sacrifice of the people that are doing this for us. And not only that, like, this is such an incredibly written TV show, really testing of what you would actually do in this position. Are you willing to sacrifice your country or your family? These are huge asks. And so that's the great thing about the level of the show. We're making art that's making you think.
Yeah.
Um, and
And
not
it's
only,
yes, go on.
it's incredibly entertaining
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's all the beautiful things that I said Jenny because she always has the most beautiful response to this, and she's right. And then on top of that is it's just incredibly entertaining. It's incredibly well written, and it's not just because we're a part of it, because I've totally watched it, but we weren't a part of it either. But I think you'll be really excited with what you're seeing on screen. It really does look like an action film each episode. The high intensity, high stakes, and action packed.
Yeah, what I love about what you're saying is I feel like it almost like brings life to or humanizes the types of people that you all are playing, because I think we think of those types of people as like other or like very intense or like people we wouldn't normally interact with, and I think you're showing that hey, they're humans too. They're just doing a really intense job. So, ladies,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. This has been a pleasure. Lioness on Paramount Plus. Catch up. Brand new episodes on Sunday. You got to get caught up and check out the rest of season 2. Thank you.